Escort is produced by Edwards Billett Productions and is distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television.
More rain is on the way, and the temperature is going to drop further. We have a weather forecast you won't want to miss. And wait till you see what a developer wants to put on Fort Worth's old Casino Beach. As many as 1 in 10 children have a serious problem most parents don't recognize until it's too late. And maybe you've never heard of Shirley Valentine, but you will. Good afternoon, I'm Jane McGarry. At least 10 people are dead in the nation's worst mine disaster in 5 years. And Nolan Ryan may be running for office. Stay with us for Texas News 5, coming up next.
Side Edition is your show. Together, we freed an innocent man from a Florida prison.
No, I didn't kill my kids.
Changed legislation on the SNL bailout.
The switchboard in Congress here was completely jammed.
And we are working to get unsafe school buses outlawed. Ralph Nader, Jack Anderson, and you, fighting for justice on Inside Edition. Together, we can make a difference.
Weeknights at 6:30, only on Channel 5.
I said to my mom,
Aye, why don't the 4 of us head for Long John Silver?
she said, why? So I said,
Because of their 20th anniversary family-style meal deal. 4 fish fillets, 4 chicken plates with fixings for the whole family. Plus a pitcher of soft drinks for 4, just $9.99.
and you get to keep the picture.
As a reminder of our visit.
Long John's 20th anniversary. It's a big deal for us.
And for us, too. Aye.
Discover what millions of women throughout the world have found in Neozone Daytime Skin Treatment from Lancôme Paris. Neozone, the daytime skincare system that makes your skin look and feel softer and smoother. Microspheres that target the skin surface layers.
With Neozone, you will see and feel a younger-looking skin. Neozone Daytime Skin Treatment. Lancôme Paris.
From the Lancôme collection, Tour de Flat, your gift with any 1250 Lancôme purchase. Available at dealers.
Channel 5, building a better Texas. This is Texas News 5 with Jane McGarry, Scott Murray on sports, and Chief Meteorologist Harold Zass. And now, Texas News 5, the 5 o'clock report.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this chilly afternoon. Unseasonably cool temperatures and chilling rains could signal the end of our Texas summer. Also in the weather this afternoon, high winds ripped through a marina on the east side of Lake Lewisville early this morning, damaging more than a dozen boats. 2 houseboats were also damaged by what the night security officer believes was a tornado. The Lewisville Fire Department, however, could not confirm a twister and speculated that the high winds probably caused the storm damage around the lake. And this bout of Texas weather is not over yet. Temperatures have been dropping all day. The 60s are likely to turn to 40s or 50s by Friday. Scott Chesner will have the latest on our ever-changing Texas weather a little later during our newscast. Elsewhere this afternoon, Dallas City Council members today adopted a flood control plan aimed at protecting property and people along Lower White Rock Creek. When the creek flooded in June, high waters forced people out of their homes. The plan adopted today would first build a 3-mile levee in the Rochester Park area where some 263 homes are threatened by flood waters. City officials say that voter approval in November to sell $7.5 million in bonds is necessary to pay for the levee.
They're flooding on average about every 8 to 10 years, and some of the streets have water as high as about 10 foot deep, but the houses with water 5 foot deep.
Voters in November will also be asked to approve another $7.5 million in bonds for a different flood control project along Dallas's 5-Mile Creek, where 1 woman died in floods earlier this year. Some children fear school itself, others the thought of failing. Getting back into the swing of school can cause a lot of pressure for many students. Texas News 5's Bernadette Willard takes a look at an old problem which always seems to come up at the start of the new school year.
How's it worded?
In her 19 years of being a school teacher, Linda Walkup says she has seen all kinds of student problems, one of which is seldom a topic of discussion, school phobia. A problem experts say may or may not interfere with normal school progress. but can add up to mounting anxiety. Medical experts predict 1 in every 10 students may experience school phobia. Many students are concerned with, will I fit in? With whom will I fit in with? And will I succeed?
Yeah, maybe some more fraud.
Matt Weeder says he has some anxiety to make good grades, just as most of his peers do.
I'm sure all students want to succeed. I mean, everyone wants to have money when they're older and everything. They want their parents to appreciate their trying in school and everything. So I think all kids try and worry about having lots of homework.
Matt's classmate Megan Bailey says she feels hints of fear when selecting friends.
In high school, there's a lot of pressure to do good, like academically and to be involved in clubs and whatever. And it's really good when you can find a group of friends that you share the same interests with. I think that's really important.
According to Dr. Grover Lawless, in extreme cases of school phobia, a student may require medication for depression. Others have the tendency to skip school.
And these children get so anxious that they will not go to school, and the parents have difficulty getting them out of the house, into the car, and to the school.
In the long run, teachers and other adolescent experts say school phobia is nothing to be ashamed of. It's only natural to have fear to some degree. Bernadette Willard, Texas News 5.
The runoff election now over. New 12th District Congressman-elect Pete Guerin is off and running to Washington to begin his new job. But Guerin's slim victory over Republican Bob Lanier last night shows the winds of political power in the 12th Congressional District may be changing. Guerin squeaked by Lanier by a mere 1,600 votes, a 51 to 49% vote margin, the closest election in 12th Congressional District history, and the first time a Republican has come that close to winning the seat. The 12th district is historically heavily Democratic, but last night almost half of the voters cast ballots against the Democratic winner. This phenomenon comes on the heels of mass conversions of county court judges to the Republican Party. TCU political scientist Jim Riddlesberger thinks that may make re-election for Guerin a tough road.
I think that it's obviously the case that Tarrant County as a county has become a fairly dominantly Republican county. So I think that from that standpoint, the Democrats are in a very difficult situation.
Riddlesberger says that he expects the democratically controlled state legislature to attempt to protect Guerin's job when new congressional district lines are drawn after the 1990 census. But he adds if Republicans do well in this November's election, Guerin's districts could be stripped of enough minority votes to make Guerin's re-election very difficult. In other elections yesterday, Manhattan Borough President David Dinkins ousted Mayor Edward Koch in New York's Democratic primary. Dinkins is the first African-American to win the nomination. He now faces Republican Rudolph Giuliani for the mayor's job. And in Detroit, Mayor Coleman Young easily won renomination for an unprecedented 5th term there. Here at home, there was a time a few decades back when Lake Worth's Casino Beach was one of the area's busiest inn spots. And Texas News 5's Ron Trumbler says it could be that way again. At least that's the plan of a visiting Australian entrepreneur.
It takes but a glance to see the North Shore's glory days are past. But imagine, if you can, through this rain and gloom on this sodden sand, a brand new casino beach with a better beach house, a bigger boat ramp, picnic shelters, safer swimming, and a lot more sand.
We're moving everything back from the beach to create a larger area, putting in new grass, extending the beach so it'll be 1,000 feet long, putting in new facilities, undercover facilities, so that the public will be comfortable even if it rains.
Now picture people along the shore hitting golf balls into the waters of Lake Worth. Of course, theirs will float, but mine won't. They call it aqua golf, a miniature course on land with a driving range facing the water. It would have targets, lights at night, and a screen to contain those floating golf balls. If Fort Worth approves a new lease, aqua golf in Casino Beach would become phase 1 of an even bigger plan.
There will be provision between them for a marina, and that marina will form part of phase 2, where we want to attract some major hotel chains and associated retail and restaurant activities.
Casino Beach leaseholder Jerry Starnes will be a partner, and he's pleased.
To me, that's home, and that's a place I've been dreaming for years, to do just exactly what we're trying to do now. And I was going to build back some, but not anything like this.
If the timetable holds, Casino Beach and Aqua Golf could be ready by spring. Ron Trumbull, Texas News 5.
Still to come on our news, becoming a crime victim is a fear many people share. When we come back, tips to ensure we'll get stolen belongings back. The 5 o'clock report continues when we return.
When Ted and I first heard about prearranged funeral planning, we both agreed it made good sense. But like many people, thinking it would be difficult and time-consuming, we put it off. The professionals Ted saw made it so simple. Everything was decided in practically no time. In fact, it was so easy I did it myself. We should have done this years ago. Best of all, it didn't interfere with Ted's busy schedule.
Call one of these fine firms for complete information on the Simplicity Plan, the pre-arrangement program of choice in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Can you recommend a good family doctor?
You have a safe, effective diet. I'm so good.
There are a lot of cholesterol and
Friend of mine wants to know about busy cells.
Finding answers to your health questions can seem a hopeless task, but there is an easier way. For free, authoritative answers to your health questions, simply call Charter Suburban Hospital's Call for Health line. Our medical advice is priceless.
How do you top a Pizza Hut pan pizza? Blend cheddar, Monterey Jack, and mozzarella cheeses, plus 2 toppings of your choice, and you have the Cheese Lovers Plus Pizza. Take 6 savory meats, add a special blend of cheeses, and you have the Meat Lovers Pizza. You can get either a Cheese Lovers Plus or a Meat Lovers Pan Pizza for just $8.99. Or get both for an incredible $12.99. Now, can you top a Pizza Hut Pan Pizza?
As department stores scramble to bring in the hottest designers' newest fashions, they've lost sight of a simple fact. Many men don't want to spend $455 on a suit. While the Men's Warehouse offers the same manufacturer's suit for $335, a lot of men want a suit for less. That's why the Men's Warehouse has a great selection of top-quality suits like these for under $200. I guarantee it.
12 stores, including our newest stores on Preston Road at Luther Lane and in Irving across from Irving Mall.
It is being called the worst coal mine disaster in 5 years. 10 miners were killed and 2 more injured when methane gas exploded underground in a Kentucky coal mine. So far, emergency workers have recovered only 1 of the dead miners. The other 9 remain inside the mine, and all are believed dead. As we reported earlier this week, crime in Fort Worth dropped for the 11th straight month. Burglaries alone were down by 11%. But improving crime statistics are no guarantee we'll not be hit by thieves. Texas News 5 reporter Marion Connor tells what we can do to help ensure getting our belongings back if we are robbed.
So far this year, the number of robberies in Fort Worth is down 25% from last year. The number of burglaries has decreased by 11%, and the number of thefts has also decreased by 11%.
Just demonstrates the hard work of a lot of people, patrol, detectives, narcotic officers, whomever.
Police say with a little work on their own, the people in Fort Worth can help deter criminals from stealing their belongings, and they can have a much better chance of getting their things back if they are stolen. This is the property room at the Fort Worth Police Station. It's packed with retrieved stolen goods that the police say can't be returned because they don't know who it belongs to. The police say you can have a better chance of getting your stolen property back, and you might not get it stolen in the first place if you engrave it with your driver's license number.
Do not use a Social Security number because we have no way of cross-referencing a name or an address or anything with a Social Security number.
According to the police, identifying numbers on T-tops are definitely a deterrent to a criminal. In fact, a car with a T-top stolen can often be parked right next to another car with T-tops that are left behind because of identifying numbers. A few jewelry stores in Fort Worth provide a way to identify stolen diamonds. It's called gem printing. No 2 diamonds are exactly the same. The diamond is identified by photographing the pattern of reflections created when a low-level laser light strikes the stone.
It's a foolproof way. It's better to use fingerprint.
Rings are just one of the items the Fort Worth Police will be auctioning this weekend from this property room because they don't know who these things belong to. Marion Connor, Texas News 5.
Around the world this afternoon, Hungary is refusing to back off from letting East Germans cross its borders en route to freedom in the West. East Germany formally demanded that its Warsaw Pact allies stop the flow of refugees, but Hungary says no. Even the press in East Germany is beginning to ask why so many people want to leave that country. A communist youth newspaper says the government should take a hard look at why the West is so attractive to the East German people. If you need something more to worry about, a Texas A&M oceanographer says that hole in the ozone layer over the South Pole could threaten the ocean's food chain. It may damage the production of phytoplankton, a plant cell that is basic to the food chain. But that won't keep this year from being a great year for wine. French growers say this will be a wonderful year for Champagne and many classic Bordeaux and Burgundy wines, probably the best this century, all because the wine districts had a drought at just the right time this summer. Stay with us as the Cowboys prepare for the Falcons. Herschel Walker gets set for his first Georgia homecoming since his days in college. Sports is up next.
Nissan is #1 and proud of it. Proud of the 1989 Nissan Maxima being named the most trouble-free car sold in the United States. Proud of the affordable Sentra, the best-selling import in its class. The 240SX named the best-selling import sports car under $14,000. And Nissan Hardbody 4x2, the hardest-working 4x2 in America. And because we're #1, your Nissan dealer has factory-to-dealer cash that could save you hundreds. And up to $2,000 customer cash back on Stanza.
NCNB Texas has just made resource banking even better. We still pay you a great rate on resource money market savings account balances over $1,000. But now, when your balance reaches $10,000, we'll get busy paying you more interest. A lot more on your entire balance. Resource banking, only from NCNB Texas. Banking from your point of view.
In the beginning, there was the auto parts store. Although it was small, there are still a lot of them around. As cars got more complicated, some stores got bigger, and a few even added a small service department. Today, however, there's really only one place that offers more parts, accessories, and tires, plus a state-of-the-art 10-day service center. Pep Boys, America's automotive supercenter.
Tonight's sports is sponsored in part by FINA.
Tim's in with sports this afternoon. So what do you think of Nolan Ryan possibly running for office?
Well, actually, they wanted to get Walt Garrison first. The Texas Agricultural Commission wanted to, but they decided not to. He didn't want to do it. Now they've got Nolan Ryan. So they're looking for personalities, and I think he'd be great.
He has one.
Yeah, I think he'd be great. He's a class guy, so that's what they want. Being around George W. Bush may have rubbed off on Nolan Ryan. Ryan now says that he might run for the State Agriculture Commissioner's office next year. Ryan met just last week with officials from the Texas Farm Bureau about running against Present Commissioner Jim Hightower, and he says he's going to think about it. The Rangers lost a heartbreaker to the Royals last night as Pat Tabler hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning to beat Ryan and the Rangers 6-5. Ryan had a great game. He struck out 13 batters. One game this afternoon in the American League of note that many people around here would be interested in. In the 9th, Oakland on top of the Brewers by the score of 6-4. The Cowboys are looking forward to Sunday's game with the Falcons, hoping to, of course, redeem themselves. To Herschel Walker, the game means a lot more, since it will be a homecoming of sorts. Here's Tom Murray.
For a guy whose week started out so badly, a measly 10 yards rushing against the Saints, things are definitely looking up for Herschel Walker. First, owner Jerry Jones revealed yesterday that he wants to renegotiate Herschel's contract, preferably this season. Herschel's reaction?
Hold up in these questions. You know, I try to let my agent, that's the reason I pay him and pay him a lot of money. I try to let him do all the contract negotiation for me.
But Herschel doesn't need an agent to explain where he wants to continue playing.
No matter what happened in my life, Dallas is a place I want to finish my career at. You know, I don't want to be traded. I don't want to go anywhere to finish my career. I started here and I like to finish here. I've really created Dallas as my home.
Herschel's home used to be Georgia, where he won the Heisman Trophy as a Georgia Bulldog in 1982. Sunday's game against the Falcons will be his first in Georgia since his college days.
He's a great back. He's got a lot of great talent. It's just going to be weird, though, having 25,000 Bulldog fans over there.
I'd probably have to buy the whole town of Wrightsville a ticket. Someone is gonna call and say I owe them a favor, and those favors get bigger and bigger, and they're forgetting about when I got them tickets for Georgia. I think they forgot all about that, and all the favors start over again.
And finally, Herschel played the role of politician. Suddenly, the guy who said he didn't get the ball nearly enough last Sunday had changed his tune.
If you carry the ball a lot less and the team wins more, is that going to be okay? Well, that'll be fine because, then I have a championship ring. I think as long as I can get a ring, I think that's what counts.
So, all is forgiven. A new contract beckons, and so do his friends and family in Georgia. Not a bad week for Herschel Walker, and it's only Wednesday. Tom Murray, Texas News 5.
And the Major League Baseball owners elected a new commissioner today to replace Bart Giamatti. We'll give you the details.
Okay, see you then. Thanks. At least 22 people were transported to Dallas area hospitals this afternoon because of gas fumes at a suburban warehouse. Fire crews went to the National Hand Tool Corporation warehouse after workers began complaining of nausea and dizziness. Officials believe a malfunctioning for lift exhaust system there may be the culprit. None of the workers is believed to be seriously injured. Our weather has been kind of nice for a change.
Yeah,
I like it.
Actually getting a little bit on the cool side, down in the upper 50s in parts of the area, and we'll talk about whether we're going to see any more rain in a moment.
At FINA, we work hard for your car, so your car can work hard for you. That's why you should fill up with FINA's high-octane super unleaded gasoline with FINA 1 detergent. It cleans engines, eliminates NOx and pings, and helps your car perform better. No matter how you drive, where you drive, or what you drive. Doesn't your car deserve a friend? Your car's got a friend at FINA.
If your nights are getting later and later, chances are the sag on your mattress is getting deeper and deeper. You need a beauty rest. Its unique individually wrapped coils are pre-compressed to give you a comfortable mattress that stays forever firm. Sleep on a beauty rest. And here's something you haven't heard in years.
Good night, hon.
Beauty Rest by Simmons. Forever firm.
There's a revolution going on in business. Bismarck Office Products Supercenter, an incredible store offering everyday savings of up to 40 to 60% on over 7,000 name brand office products. From pens to paper, copiers to computers, and everything in between.
With 10 dealerships to buy for, price is very important to us, and we always get the best prices at Bismarck.
I can get everything I need plus personalized service, and they know me by name.
Bismarck Office Products Supercenter, where you'll find 40 to 60% savings every day.
It's Foley's Red Apple Sale this Wednesday only. Open 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. for store-wide savings of 20 to 50%. Save 20% on the entire stock of Missy, Reebok, and LA Gear shoes. Save 25% on the entire stock of Missy and Petite suits. 25% off all pattern dress shirts from Arrow, Jen, John Henry, and more. And save 20 to 50% on the entire stock of cookware from Revere, MagPro, and more. It's the Red Apple Sale, Wednesday only at Foley's, of course.
Well, certainly Channel 5 viewers weren't surprised by today's cooler temperatures. Last night at 10 o'clock, we said we expected it to start out in the 70s and drop to around 60 with the rain. And 60 is the exact low that we reached late this afternoon after being in the upper 70s all last night. Photographer Bob Welch checking out downtown Fort Worth this afternoon. The gray overcast skies. Most of the rain, though, I think is over with. We might see a little more returning tomorrow, but probably not very much. Check out the Weather Watcher reports, and here's how they shaped up. Last night we figured on 1 to 3 inches across the area. North Park had 1.6. Southwest Richardson had a heavy amount there, 2.42. Garland was 1.62, and one other report in South Garland a little better than 2 inches. Carrollton 1.75, Duncanville 1.2, South Grand Prairie 1.3. Tarrant County amounts not all that different. Rendon 2.2, Azle with 2 inches. South Central Arlington 1.72, Mansfield 1.3, Hallmark Far South Fort Worth 1.88, and a few more. As you can see, amounts generally pretty close to 1.5 inches. South Hills is one of the higher amounts with 1.9. Outside Tarrant and Dallas County, amounts a little bigger in some areas. In the Stephenville area, we'll see that in a moment, they had over 3 inches. Newark 168, Mineral Wells 2.8. Up around the Lake Louisville area, some reports of close to 2.5 inches.
At the intermediate school, Wills Point, those students are weather watchers for us, 1.35 inches. Decatur, 1.8. All right, and one last page. Stephenville, 3.23. Oak Point up to the north, 2.5. Lake Granbury, 2 inches. In Plano, 2.12. Here's what happened at the airport. Low was 60. The high was 78 degrees. They received just about an inch of rain at DFW Airport. Again, the high of 78 was at midnight. The low of 60 was late this afternoon. There you can see the normal range of temperatures, so we're well below again. And a year ago, 74 to 97 was 79, 107 in. Records 48 to 100 on this date. We didn't set a record rain, 1.6 in 1949. Sunrise, sunset times tomorrow, 7:12 and 7:37. Quick check of the radar. Not seeing anything significant. There might still be a few sprinkles, but all the steady rain is off to the east. I think it'll stay that way tonight. Current condition, 61 degrees. There you can see the rest of the stats. The dew point is 56. So I think that'll be about as low as we'll drop tonight, about 56 degrees winds. Northwest at 16, bringing in the cooler air. Elsewhere around North Texas, temperatures mostly in the low 60s and upper 50s, but in East Texas, where the front's just now arriving, 72 in Tyler, 79 in Longview. Low temperatures around the nation this morning. Amarillo was 41 degrees, and if they clear out, they could see a frost out of this, but looks like the clouds will hang in tonight. It was cold enough for snow, as we talked about last night up in Colorado. 33 was the low in Denver, but warm, humid weather along the East Coast. Hugo, as predicted, has now become a hurricane. Here's the position if you're plotting him, 12.9 north, 44.5 west, still way out in the Atlantic, and nothing to be concerned about for quite a while, but he has intensified. Top winds now 75 miles per hour. Satellite photograph, thick cloudiness over the area. There have been a few little breaks here and there, thin spots, but we're going to stay in this cloud deck through tomorrow. The heavier storms, though, forming ahead of the front now in East Texas and on up into Arkansas. Here's the position of the front, east of Dallas, now down past Waco and down towards the Austin area and down to south of Del Rio. You can see the difference behind it. 49 in Amarillo, 61 in our area. Jump across at 85 in Houston, 78 in Corpus, but heavy thunderstorms are moving into those areas. National map, this big area of high pressure that has come down out of Canada is going to be controlling the weather, but with the front still not too far off and a lot of moisture and overrunning pattern, we still could see a little bit more rain tomorrow. Look at that wind flow pattern in the upper levels. There's one more spoke or a little disturbance to move on across. I think it's not going to be real strong, though, and most of the rain will tend to form down to the south and over to the east where the front is. We still could see a little bit of light rain, though, during the day tomorrow. But overall, the main weather word is chilly. Cloudy tonight, the low 56. Tomorrow, maybe a little bit of light rain. Not much, though, if we get any. The high just 65. North winds 12 to 22. Clearing on Friday, 54 in the morning. Look at that. That'll be the lowest temperature in a while. 72 Friday afternoon. Been a warming trend over the weekend, but no signs of anything real warm. So cool spell for a while here.
Kind of nice. Thanks,
Sure.
Scott. The kids watching morning cartoons in San Antonio yesterday got a little surprised. In the middle of a cartoon on station KABV, suddenly came the infamous rape scene from the movie Looking for Mr. Goodbar. Embarrassed station officials explained it was all an editing mistake. Still to come on our news, Pauline Collins recreates her award-winning stage role in Shirley Valentine for the big screen. But there's one major difference. Our Bobby Wygant talks with Pauline Collins about that when we come back.
Dematic's air duct cleaning process reduces mold, mildew, dust, and other contaminants in your home by up to 85%. Why wait to breathe cleaner air in your home? Call Blackman Moore and Dematic today.
Now Red Lobster tempts you like never before with king crab legs, sweet snow crab, luscious Dungeness. It's our Crab Lovers Festival, starting at an incredible $6.95. Give in to temptation. 8 great crab and seafood platters you love, starting at just $6.95. The Crab Lovers Festival, now at Red Lobster. And kids get shrimp, a complete meal, just $1.95.
Want to see something amazing? These are the Paramount Entertainment Centers from Curtis Mathes. I'm not even going to try to show you everything these beauties can do. You'll just have to see your Curtis Mathes dealer for a demonstration. And while you're there, ask about our exclusive customer protection plan. It offers complete coverage on all parts and labor for up to 6 years, and it doesn't cost you a dime. Now that's the amazing part. Curtis Mathes, the most expensive television set in America, and darn well worth it.
Taking a stage play to movie screens does not usually change it all that much, but Shirley Valentine is an exception. In New York City, our Bobby Wygant discusses the big difference with actress Pauline Collins.
Oh my God, 6 o'clock and his tea isn't ready. Will the government collapse? Does this mean the end of civilization as we know it?
Pauline Collins could fill a mantle with the acting award she has received for Shirley Valentine, among them the Olivier Award in her native England and the Tony Award in this country. Now that Shirley Valentine is moving from the stage to movie screens, many of us expect Pauline Collins to be an Oscar nominee. But the movie and the play are very different.
The background of this is so interesting because it was written and you performed it in London as a one-woman play. So you were on stage, no other characters. You had to create what they looked like for the audience. In the movie, did the characters turn out to look anything like you thought they would?
Do you know they did? Louis Gilbert cast it so well that I felt that they were just almost exactly what I had in my mind. I have to say that Tom Conti was a bit cleaner than I pictured my costume a bit dirty, you know, and a bit like, because he was working a restaurant and stuff, and not quite so glamorous. But I thought Tom was wonderful in the film and so funny, isn't he? Didn't he make a great Greek?
I've got some completely fortune this time of the day. Now listen to me, Cheryl.
Pauline Collins is new to movie screens, but not TV screens. She was Sarah, the downstairs maid on Upstairs, Downstairs, and her husband, John Alderton, was Thomas Watkins, the chauffeur in the PBS series. Shirley Valentine comes to local screens starting Friday. Bobby Wygant, Texas News 5.
NBC Nightly News is next. For all of us here at Texas News 5, thank you for being with us, and good night.
Big changes coming to the Big Apple. Ed Cox is out as mayor. Terrifying testimony about drug violence, a Kentucky coal mine fire, and a South African protest with a twist.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. Love it or hate it, New York is America's largest city, the most colorful, complicated, and troubled. A powerful force in national politics, and it is about to undergo a profound change. After 12 years of Mayor Ed Cox, the personification of New York chutzpah, New York's about to get a new mayor. Race and racism were major factors in the Democratic primary election. NBC's Dan Bernard tonight on the possibility that New York will get a black mayor.
You, the people of New York, made history today. And I promise you, I shall never let you down.
In a city where political rhetoric is often less than truthful and at times downright nasty, David Dinkins knows his win over Ed Cox is historic. The primary election followed a summer marred by violent, racially motivated incidents. But Dinkins was a calming influence and persuaded enough voters that the city's problems affected everyone, and he could be a healer.
In a tough time, you gave me your trust. And you gave our city something special. You voted your hopes and not your fears.
And Democratic voters, including a large percentage of whites, showed they were tired of the contentious Ed Cox. And the dignified and measured Dinkins fit the need. Rich Fleischer works for an insurance company.
I think he's a uniting force in the city. I think he'll bring people closer together.
Combined with the solid black vote, including that of Messenger Bernard Johnson, it was enough to give Dinkins a solid win.
Well, I think it was great for New York. It was not, it shows that the people of New York not only looking at color as the issue, but for the man itself. And I think he will win in November.
In this city where Democrats outnumber Republicans 5-1, Cox, Dinkins, and two other Democratic candidates held what they called a unity rally on the steps of City Hall. Cox ran a low-key campaign, keeping his confrontational style in check, unusual for him. He gave Dinkins high marks.
David Dinkins ran a superb campaign.
Democrats were out in force to kick off the campaign against this man.
That crew that was standing in front of City Hall has had 16 years to run New York City. And it's the dirtiest city in America. It has more crime than ever before.
Rudolph Giuliani is a former U.S. attorney, and he will have difficulty gathering any measurable black support. So today he began what could be the focus of his campaign, going after white, middle-class, and blue-collar votes. All of those people and more were once the backbone of Ed Koch's support. This was once a slogan of his.
How am I doing?
New Yorkers would grin at pictures, no matter how undignified, of Koch on his travels. There was a moment today as Koch said thanks and goodbye to New Yorkers heading down into the subway.
You'll get a better job. You won't get a better mayor. There is no better job.
Dan Bernard, NBC News, New York.
Ron Lauder, who lost the Republican nomination for mayor, is the son of cosmetics empress Estee Lauder, and he spent an estimated $13 million